We have with us Mark Siegel, who's a close friend of Benazir Bhutto, and we're going to talk about Benazir Bhutto's kids, children, and her spouse, Asif Ali Zardari. Mark, let's come to the kids first.
Okay.
You've been meeting her kids also, right? And
yes, I've known the children all their life.
Okay. So, who do you think is going to follow her legacy, right?
Well, you know that Bill Wall is the co-chairman of the Pakistan People's Party, and he is finishing this spring at Christ Church, Oxford University, and at that point will be coming back to Pakistan. And he's 21 years old. He's ready to start really learning about administering the party and about governing. And very clearly, I think that his mother and father expected him, and he expects that he will continue in what I guess is the family business, which is government and politics. The two girls are wonderful. Bakhtawar is a musician, a very talented one. I don't see her as political as her brother, although she has strong and clear political views. But she's very lyrical, and she's studying at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland, and she has 3 more years in college. And I don't know if she will or will not go into politics. I think the little one, Asifa, who's I guess not so little anymore, 17, who is also in prep school in Scotland. I think she is actually quite political. She's a great speaker. I think she may, in fact, have a future in politics as well.
Do you meet Bilawal?
Do I meet him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with the 3 children in Sundance, Utah, in January for 3 days. When the film, the documentary Bhutto, premiered at the Sundance Film Festival. So I was with the kids and with Sanam, Sunny Bhutto, for those 3 days. And that was the last time I saw them. I expect I'll see them very soon as well.
Are you advising Bilawal these days or no?
I have a very close personal relationship to that young man. I'm not advising him politically, but we are very, very close. I've known him all my life. He understood my relationship to his mother, and he understands my relationship to his father. And I'd like to think he thinks of me as a resource. And when he needs help, I'm there for him. And when he asks for help, I'll always be there for him.
What about Asif Ali Zardari, President Asif Ali Zardari? What kind of relationship do you have with him?
Well, I consider him a close friend. I met Asif when he married Benazir, and so that I've known him for 23 years or something like that, and have developed a close personal relationship with him and a professional relationship as well. I'm, working for the government, for the President, Prime Minister, and Foreign Minister, and the Ambassador here, promoting Pakistan's interests in the United States. So we obviously have a very strong professional relationship. But clearly, when we've been through a great deal together, some very good things and some very bad things, and I would think we have a strong bond.
What are those bad things?
The living through the assassination.
You talk about the
was
bad
pretty
times.
bad. His years in prison were very bad. I was involved in it. There was actually in my house, in the living room of my house, at the 2002 election, right after the results of the 2002 election, where Asif was in jail, and called her and said that he had been offered a quote deal that if she would agree to leave politics for 10 years, that they would stop all these charges against him, release him, and even give him a ministry in the government. And he said, absolutely not, under no conditions. He'd rather rot in jail for the rest of his life than see her not fulfill her responsibilities as leader of the party. So I mean those were rough times, and of course the roughest time of all was the circumstances of her assassination and the period after the assassination.
When was this conversation which you had with Asif Ali Zardari? This was like in Musharraf regime, right?
About what the deal they were offering him?
Yeah, the deal.
It was in 2000. It was after the 2000, right after the 2002 election.
Right after the 2002
where
elections.
The PPP won the most seats, but not enough to form the government. I mean, everyone knew that the election was an outrageously rigged election.
So he was offered like he was
a
offered
blank check.
A blank check.
If she would agree not to come back for 10 years and lead the PPP for 10 years, they would drop all the nonsense charges against him, release him from jail, and give him any ministry of the government that he wanted. Basically, anything he would want, and he said, hell no.
But Benazir should stay away for like 10 years, right?
Yes. And he would not accept, even though he was in jail and had been in jail at that point from 96, so that was 6 years in jail. When they offered him freedom under those terms, he said, hell no.
Okay, after the elections, the Musharraf government offered Asif Ali Zardari a deal, and the deal was that he was told that if Benazir Bhutto stays away from politics and stays away from the country for like 10 years, Asif Ali Zardari will be offered a ministry of his choice, and all the charges against her and him will be dropped. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Asif Ali Zardari said no.
Hell no.
Hell no. Okay. Okay. Now, there's a change of scenario now. He's president of Pakistan now. Asif Ali Zardari is the president of Pakistan now. The Swiss cases, I did talk to the Attorney General of Geneva, Daniel Zappelli, and he said that the cases against Asif Ali Zardari cannot be reopened because he enjoys immunity. Now there is a different scenario altogether. What is happening in the corridors of power in U.S.? Are the Americans for Asif Ali Zardari, still for Asif Ali Zardari, or his graph has gone down?
I'm just curious about why you think his graph has gone down.
It's a query.
Why do you even ask the question?
Because there are surveys over here that his graph is going down. His popularity graph is going down.
Because of the 18th Amendment, I think people in the U.S. government understand that even though he has voluntarily given up the powers that were usurped by military dictators and perverted the 73 Constitution, fulfilling his party's mandate to the people, his party's commitment to the people, he is still, one, he's the head of state and the president of Pakistan, and two, he's the chairman of the ruling party. And, in India, people understand that Sonia Gandhi is the powerful force in India because she heads the ruling party. And Asif Zardari is not only the president of his country, but the head of the ruling party, and people in the United States understand that he is a central player in Pakistan, whether he has the powers of the 17th Amendment or not. I mean, after all, it was Asif Zardari who went before the National Assembly a year ago and asked them to get rid of the 17th Amendment and restore the 73 Constitution. This is something that he asked for himself.